r/askreddit. What is lame when you're young, but cool when you're older? Boring summer days when your parents were at work and you had nothing to do. I used to feel all bummed out on those days. Now, I live for the days where the house is clean, errands are done, and no one wants to hang out. Both my parents worked, so the oldest brother who was home was the babysitter. They would leave us home alone all summer while they were at work. We grew up fine and came out with nothing worse than a few scars. I think that's less an issue of being a kid and more so just due to said days being rarer. Like if you had 2 straight weeks with nothing to do, you would probably be as bored as you were as a kid. Going to bed early. My parents used to say that we could go to bed early on Wednesday and they wouldn't tell our friends. We'd be asleep by 8:30, easily. Such a good trick. And getting a full night's sleep. Before I had kids it was all man, I went to bed at 4 and got up at 4:01, but after having a kid it's shit, I only got her to bed at 9 and she was up 6 times before 5. But at least I got about 6 hours sleep. Going to bed early is the adult version of sleeping in. I go to bed at 8 PM every Sunday night, so I can get 10 hours of sleep before I have to start a new work week. It kinda drives my fiancé crazy, but oh well. Being yourself, even if that isn't what other people think is cool. Being yourself without caring what other people think is cool. Drinking water. 16-year-old here. I absolutely love drinking water, but I do remember always hating having to drink just water. It's at the point where I usually intentionally excuse myself from class to have a drink from the bubbler rather than doing it during passing periods, because I take insanely long drinks and I don't want to inconvenience anyone. Naps. Teacher here. After lunch every day I walk past the pre-K3 classes at nap time. I'm totally jealous. I often dream about a workplace that incorporates siestas into the day. I used to do it when I worked for myself and it made me so much more productive and happy. I'm in my 40s, I hate naps. I wake up all cranky. Naps are rewards, not punishments. Putting half of your allowance in the piggy bank. I wish half my paycheck was disposable income. Getting spanked. Depends, largely, from who. Museums. I used to hate being forced to go to museums. Now whenever I visit a new place the first thing I look for are art and history museums. I think the key part here is being forced. I'd still hate to have to go somewhere I don't want to be, even if I normally would go there on my own. Socks. Neat socks are all the rage. No idea when it happened. Also getting socks as gifts. So many socks wasted on the youth. Having fun, even embarrassing yourself to do so, in public. I remember being really young, like 11, and refusing to have normal kid fun because I thought it would look silly. Which looks the exact opposite. Who cares what you look like? Have some fun before you die. Similarly, dancing. I remember not wanting to shuffle back and forth with my homecoming date. Now, 10 years later, I flip my shit on the dance floor. I have a great time. Am I good? I don't know. But people like to dance with me because I am having fun. Or maybe they just don't look as stupid dancing next to me. I've been roller skating a lot lately and my kid just told me he hates my skate dancing. Guess who is going to boogie down on the skate rink even more? Moral: it's fun to embarrass yourself in public, but even more fun to embarrass your kids. Yep, exactly. My parents really ingrained the idea of maturity into me to the point that I'm too unconfident and apathetic to actually have fun anymore. But hey, at least I'll grow up to be a much better robot for society. My siblings were like this, to the point my sister, 12, wasn't leaving her room at all except for school. Finally things got bad enough with our dad again that she reached out to me and came over to my house instead. I'm glad she took that little leap of faith to leave her room. Once I got her to the huge park up here, I could see her physically release so much tension. Petting the horses and goats and cows, and seeing these kinds of animals for the first time, seemed to help. Afterwards she was climbing all over the giant jungle gym and big fake rock cave and having a blast. She finally smiled for the first time in a while, that I've seen. She also discovered that she likes fresh cherries. They don't get much fruit at home, just strawberries sometimes. So being a good sister, I always have fresh healthy snacks in my purse for when she and my little brother come over. Next time I see them I'll have pears, wheat bread, and actually aiming for vegetables when you're eating salsa and chips. Wheat bread is both the shit and helps me shit. Isn't salsa nothing but vegetables? Blowjobs. I was in elementary school when the whole Bill Clinton Monica Lewinsky scandal went down. I heard some people talking about it and I asked my mom later what a blowjob was. I absolutely could not fathom why anyone would ever willingly put a penis in their mouth, and swore to my mother that I would never, ever, not in a million years, do anything so disgusting. Bet you're eating your words now, huh? When I found out what blowjobs were, I asked my parents if my mom gave them to my dad. This one girl shit herself in the 2-mile run and finished the race in high school. Kids used to bully her for it back then. But now whenever the story comes up, everyone thinks she's a badass. Girl did what it takes, Lomfeo. You could say she earned her stripes. Man, I don't think I could ever place that much importance on a school race. Shitting your pants was not what I expected to see on a list of things that are cool when you're older. Guess I'm not going to be cool when I'm old either. Historic buildings. Walking somewhere as kid. Are we there yet? Can we go faster? Why didn't we drive? Walking somewhere as an adult. Oh wow, look at the church. Wonder when it was built. Where's the cornerstone? I wonder if the doors are unlocked. Is that old German? Talking to people of the opposite gender despite the possible contraction of cuties. I'm sorry, legit question. What are cuties? My friends never used that word growing up, for some reason. Vegetables. Fuck me up with that broccoli, fam. Roasting veggies in the oven. Get in my fucking mouth. There are few things better than hearing the phrase "so I was at the farmer's market." Getting those deodorant gift sets. When you're a kid you're so disappointed. But as an adult you're like, fuck yeah, I don't have to buy those for a while now. Any gift set really. One can always use more soup mugs and weird mini brownie pans. I like hot sauce, so I get at least one those 5-bottle Walmart packs a year. They aren't great, but I have a set at work and part of one in my car and they do come in handy. Hanging out with your parents. Nice try, mom. I miss my mom. Clean sheets. Also, King of the Hill makes a lot more sense now. The wonderful feeling of going home on a Friday evening to do nothing but sit in your pajamas and watch Netflix until you fall asleep on the couch. I think kids enjoy that nowadays too. Staying in on a weekend night. Relaxing at home and watching a movie is now my perfect Friday night. I do that every night at 19. No friends. Edit. Holy shit, I just remembered I'm actually 20 now. Feel old lol. Yes. In my teens early 20s if I wasn't going out on weekends, I felt so lame. Now I'd rather stay in, wear pajamas and watch TV with my so while enjoying a bottle of wine. Cardigan sweaters. Wouldn't have been caught dead wearing them in my 20s. Today? i5 hanging in the closet. I'm wearing one now. Finally reached sensible pants and cardigans age. It's delightful. I also say delightful now. Cardigans have definitely just made a comeback in general. A lot of people I work with in their early 20s wear them. Plants. Vegetable. Slippers. Fucking love kicking off my shoes and putting those soft squishy things on my feet when I get home. I'll even take the trash out in I don't care. Add an extra thick terry cloth bathrobe to the mix. Oh baby, now we're talking. Compound interest. I had this friend down the street whose grandparents would give him mutual funds for his birthdays and Christmas. He told me he had like $500 in those things. I said cool, let's buy some video games, but he couldn't. That was in 1991. Even if he didn't get another dime, that $500 is enough to buy a car now. Or if he waits, maybe enough to pay off his kids' college. Money plus time is inconceivably cool. Going to Home Depot. Getting socks, underwear, and t-shirts as presents. Allows me to put off doing my laundry for a few more days. Dad jokes. I tell dad jokes and sometime he laughs. Talk news radio. That may be changing a bit now due to the popularity of podcasts, but my entire youth was filled in music. Then, over the years it was news shows more and more. Hated NPR as a kid. Cue groaning and whining when it was on. Felt an adult milestone go by when I first added it to the preset stations in the car. Now I even give them money because yes, I sure do appreciate their quality programming. Hanging with parents. Used to hate it as a kid, but when I got older I realized there's limited time for it and you'll definitely regret the moments you didn't take when they're gone. Having dinner and hanging with your parents. I'd give my right arm to have not only a home cooked meal, but to just hang with my parents. Lost my parents more than 10 years ago. I would give anything to have a meal with them again. Recently my wife lost his father, and now we live far apart from her mother. So I always make some times to hang around with her mother, and lately that time together really can't be replaced with anything else. Not with my jobs, not with my friends, not with any amount of money. Going to school. I hated going to school as a kid. Now that I'm back in college after taking some time off of school to work and figure out what I want to do, I realize it's a privilege, and that I really need to work hard to avoid having it go to waste. Going for walks in nature. I love being among trees. As a kid I just wanted to play Kirby Superstar. I loved it as a kid, and never stopped. Buying a whole cooked chicken to yourself and watching Lord of the Rings all day on your day off work. Having 5 friends who you talk to with any regularity. Being bored. There's always S to do. The leisure of being bored and trying to find things to do is awesome. Going on holiday vacation to somewhere beautiful and somewhat remote to chill the fuck out. The top and most common answer every time this question is asked on our askreddit, which is often, is sleep. Joke's on you, currently it's naps. The excitement of new matching washer and dryer. As a kid I loved getting new appliances. BC it meant I got to play with the big boxes. It made an awesome spaceship and I refused to sleep anywhere but the spaceships for a few nights. Whiskey. Kids think it tastes awful. Coupons. I used to find it embarrassing when my parents used them, but now as an adult, how the turntables have turntabled on me. Getting meaningful gifts for Christmas. As a kid if I unwrapped something that wasn't a toy or means of entertaining myself it was gee. Thanks, next present. Now as an adult I don't actually care what I get, I care what I'm more about the thought put into it. I'd rather get a really cool Star Wars or Harry Potter trinket because they know I love those things that's $5 than some expensive bottle of alcohol or gift card. I don't know if anyone has said it yet, but veggies. Cook just right and they smack. I eat way more veggies now than I did as a kid, lol. Sitting around the table talking with friends. As a kid I never understood how my parents and their friends could just drink coffee and talk. Now, I get it. Working on cleaning your own home. Great sense of pride in a clean home.